Gentlemen, Mr. Fagan here. Hope you're doing okay at home. Since we're about to start classes, we thought it'd be helpful to record a little video explaining how you actually get into your class through onCampus. And in addition to that, we'll cover a few other topics, such as just understanding the schedule and what the new routine is going to be, a few things on Zoom, also how to find a recording of a teacher's class, a few things on attendance, and then a few other reminders. So the first topic, how to get into your class. You're always going to do this through onCampus, just like everything else. Well, let me go to onCampus, and let's say I'm a student and I log in and I'm brought to my home screen. It's pretty simple. You go to schedule, just click schedule, and here you're going to see your classes for the day. The first one at 8:15, the next one at 9:30, the next one at 10:45. Let's say it's 8:15 and I have religion with Mr. Vargas. You just click on the class. That's it. And immediately you're going to be brought to his homepage, and under the join links you see this here, Zoom link. Click here. That's what you click. Click that and you're going to be brought right into his class. And once you do that and you see this, you're ready to go. Once Mr. Vargas starts the class, you're going to be brought right into the meeting. So I'm going to end this now and get out of here. So it's pretty straightforward. Log in, click on schedule, and then click, let's say it's Dr. Lothian, click that, scroll down to the Zoom link, click here, and you'll be brought into your class. Okay, a few other things. Let me go back to the home page. Let's say you want to see your schedule for the week. If you click back on schedule, notice that this is just the ones for today. I can scroll backwards and see Thursday. You can scroll forward and see Saturday, no classes. You can also say, let me see things for the week. And then just click on the different days. Let me go to Monday, and you have your classes and so forth. So that's one way to view things for a week. But also you can go up here and click on calendar, and you can see everything for the month. So let me scroll down so you can see everything for the month. Now that's a lot to look at. An easier view might be here, click on week, and then you can just see your things for the week. And if you take off your assignments, now you'll only see your classes. And if you actually only want to see your assignments, then you can click schedule and you'll only see your assignments. And if you click out, you'll actually see all your assignments for the month, which can be helpful. Let's actually talk about your schedule. This is our new schedule. It's different than what we did in school. And I think the reasons why it's different is pretty straightforward. If you had to sit on your computer for classes from 8:30 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon, 3:15, you'd get bored pretty quickly. So we're not going to do that. Instead, we've actually consolidated classes and sections, and we've come up with a new schedule, and that's what you see here. Now it's a bit confusing the first time you look at it, so let me actually take you through it. These things in yellow and the darker tan are actual class time. These things in blue are office hours. They're not classes. So you only have classes 3 times a day in the morning. The first class is always at 8:15, next one at 9:30, next one at 10:45. Now notice that on Tuesdays and Thursdays there is something at 1 o'clock. We couldn't fit all of your classes into only 3 sections. And so on Tuesdays and Thursdays, you might have class at 1 o'clock. You still only have 3 classes on Tuesday and Thursday, but one of them could be at 9 o'clock. So it could be 8:15, and then nothing at 9:30, then one at 10:45 and 1 o'clock. Notice something else. We have A days and B days. A corresponds to liberal arts. So on A's, you're going to have, let's say, history, English, and religion. And then on B days, you have science, math, and language classes. So this could be your science class, here's your math, and here's your language. Or it could be science, math, nothing at 10:45, and language at 1. It's going to depend on each of your schedules, and it's pretty straightforward. How do you know that? Well, go to onCampus and just look at your schedule, and you'll see. So this student has on Thursday, he has one at 8:15, one at 10:45. So he didn't have anything at 9:30, and then he has one at 1 o'clock. So that's this boy's schedule. Yours might be different. So whatever you see in onCampus, those are your class times. That's straightforward. Okay, notice that we have the A and B days, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You have the same class. They're A days. So whatever your schedule is, it repeats Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then ditto for Tuesday and Thursday. Your classes on Tuesday are the same as Thursday. Okay, let's talk about the office hours. Notice that they are Bs. So whatever your classes are here on Tuesday and Thursday, you have office hours on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And we're doing that only for math, science, and language arts classes. And the reason we have scheduled office hours is because most of these classes, most of your science, math, and language arts classes, are going to have you doing Khan Academy or CK12 or something else where you're doing a fair bit of the learning on your own. And class time is actually more just for some basic instruction and tests. Most of your actual, if you're having problems in these classes, you actually go to office hours. Now these are optional. You do not have to be in office hours. You only go there if you actually need the help. So let's say this is your math class, and let's say you have Mr. Jankowski at 8:15 in the morning. See, it's B1. Well, you're going to have office hours with Mr. Jankowski on B1 here. And notice it starts at 1 o'clock. So on Monday or Wednesday or Friday, you can go to Mr. Jankowski and just go to his office hours. Now, how do you do that? It's through onCampus, just like everything else. So let me go back to onCampus, and this is a Thursday, so there's no office hours. But if I go to Friday, this particular student, you see at 1 o'clock, has an office hour with Mr. Harrington. And the way you get into that office hour is the same way you get into class. You click on it, and then you click the Zoom link, and if you click on that, you'll be brought right into Mr. Harrington's office hours, and he'll be right there on his computer waiting for whoever shows up. If nobody shows up, then Mr. Harrington will just be working at his desk. So that's how office hours work. They're optional. You do not need to come to these. You only go to them if you're having difficulty and you need help. Now notice that AP History does have office hours. So AP US History and AP European History for the juniors and seniors have office hours with Dr. Kelleher and Mr. Lechner on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Otherwise, scheduled office hours on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Now, notice that the A's don't have any office hours. Does that mean the teachers won't do office hours? Of course not. They are actually willing to help you. You just have to message them. So just because we don't have scheduled office hours for the A classes, for your history, literature, and English class, just because we don't have scheduled office hours doesn't mean we don't do office hours. They're just not scheduled. Just message your teacher in onCampus and they'll be willing to set it up. Okay, a few more things. How long is class going to go? In the high school, we're expecting these classes to be about 60 minutes long. It's because we're only meeting 3 times a week, the classes are going to go longer than when we're physically at Northridge. In the middle school, the classes are only going to be 45 minutes. So in high school, expect about an hour-long class, and you've got a 15-minute break, and then the next class. In the middle school, figure it goes 45 minutes, and then you've got a half-hour break before your next class. About tests. Tests will only occur during your morning blocks so that you actually know when the test is. If it's an untimed test, more like a take-home test, then a teacher can give it to you due whenever he makes it due. But timed tests will only occur in the morning. Okay, this coming week, we're not going to do the full schedule. We're calling it a soft launch. So this coming week, you're going to have class every morning at 8:15. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, you'll have a second class at 10:45. Now note, you only have 3 out of these 4 Tuesday-Thursday periods. So one of these you actually won't have. But as a default, this coming week, class every morning. And then after that, after this week, we'll actually go into the full class schedule starting on April 6th. Now, if that's too hard to remember, just go to onCampus, go to schedule, and you can actually see what classes you have. So I'm actually going to go to this guy's schedule. I'm going to click on week, and I'm going to click on schedule over here so it shows. I'm going to remove assignments. And let's go to next week. So on Monday the 30th, he has class at 8:15. and that's it. Office hours are 1 o'clock, and then he has class at 8:15 here, 8:15, 8:15 and 10:45, and 8:15. Notice that anything in the afternoon on a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is just office hours. So if you don't have to remember what classes you have, just go into onCampus and you'll see. So this coming week, we have limited classes as we're all learning the new schedule, and then the following week we have the full schedule. Okay, a few things about using Zoom. Obviously, the way you get into Zoom is you just go to the teacher's onCampus bulletin board and you click the link, and I'm brought in. Hey guys, let me expand that. Well, I wanted to show you a few things. Start video. Whenever you join a meeting through Zoom, start with your video on. Always have your video on. That's going to be our default for classes. If the internet's slow for the teacher or for somebody, you can raise your hand and say, hey, my internet's really not working, and maybe the teacher will tell us to turn our video off. So unless the teacher tells you to turn your video off, leave your video on. How do you turn your video off, by the way? You click this button, start video, stop video. Notice this button over here, mute. As a default, you're going to be muted so that we don't get the background noise of 30 different people in a Zoom meeting. If the teacher wants you to speak, he might say, hey, go ahead and unmute yourself. Then you click over here and you click unmute. Now let's say you're having a really hard time hearing because your internet is bad. You can always dial in. And so how do you do that? Well, you see this little arrow? You click that and you look for something that says switch to phone audio. So if I click switch to phone audio, because it's a test meeting, it doesn't have a number. But if it weren't a test meeting, there would be a phone number to dial right here. And you dial that number, and then what you would do is enter this meeting ID, and then you hit pound, and then you enter your participant ID, and you hit pound, and you'll actually be able to hear the meeting through your phone. So if your internet's ever bad, this is the best way to actually still hear the class, and you'll be back in the meeting through your phone. And you can still leave your computer on while the phone is dialing in. Let's say you have a question. You hit chat, and with it there you can say, hi teacher, hi Mr. Harrington, my question is, just type it in, and you press enter and he'll see your question. Let's say you want to actually raise your hand. You can do that. If you click on participants, you'll be brought into a box like this, and you'll have options here. Now because it's the test meeting, you don't see the options, but you'll have an option to raise your hand. So that's the basics for using Zoom. Now how do you find a lecture recording? Let's say class is over and you're like, hey, I missed some notes on that. How are you going to do that? The answer is, as usual, through onCampus. So let's go back to onCampus, and I'm going to go back to our student here. Let's say it was Dr. Lothian's American Studies class. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to go down to his join links, and you see this, access recordings of Zoom meetings here. If I click that, it's going to open up a Google Sheet, and you'll actually have all the different classes here. So pretty straightforward. Now about attendance. Attendance procedure is kind of like it was back when you're at school normally. Every teacher is going to take attendance daily in each of these classes. And then if you're absent, you should just follow the normal procedure. Your parents should call the front office, or they can email Mrs. Kopecki. And then separately, you should contact your teacher to make up the class. There will be makeup work, so you're better off coming to class and you know, not having to do the makeup work. But if you miss it, just contact the teacher. All right, last, a few quick reminders. Every Monday morning, all your assignments are going to be loaded for the week. So you just go to the bulletin board, or you go to the assignment center, and you'll see all your assignments for the week. Every day you should check onCampus messages. I think you all know how to do that, but it is pretty straightforward. You go to the bulletin board and you click on messages. And then if you need extra help, just message your teacher. They'll always be willing to help you. They might set up a Zoom meeting, whatever it is. So if you ever need help, just message them. And that's it. Well, good luck.